Hello folks. Figure I'd do a new little series there, probably during the week there to fit in between these Wookiee drives. Reviews on Sundays there. Figured call this street corner car spotting. I'm sitting here on a lunch break eating some McDonald's, but figured what I do during my lunch breaks there when I go out, just kind of sit at a street corner and just kind of enjoy traffic there, and just trying to poke out any interesting cars. I am on Catawba Avenue in Cornelius. Cornelius is kind of a higher end neighborhood there, so there should be some good cars over here. I've already seen a first generation, a lifted first generation Land Rover Discovery. Right now there's a Sunfire, and man, this thing is freaking out. But a Lexus SC. My phone is freaking out right now, but I'm gonna sit here and enjoy lunch, and if I see anything really out there, I will resume. Now jumping right ahead for something completely inane. Oh, there's a Sign XT, but there's a second generation Kia Sportage. You really don't see those too often right now. They were when Kia first went the Sportage as a crossover, and there goes a first gen a Lexus RX and a T100. A lot of really good regular cars so far, Range Rover, but no, the Kia second generation Kia Sportage, kind of the forgotten one there. It was kind of a funky shape. First time they tried going crossover with it, the original Kia Sportage was kind of a Geo Tracker Suzuki Sidekick competitor, and then the third generation, ooh, look at that old Beamer right there. But then the third generation, they really went hard in the paint as a Toyota RAV4 competitor, and it's been one of their best-selling models ever since. I think it was a 5 Series down there. That's a really good old Beamer. I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy some more of my McDonald's. I think it's some sort of old Nissan down there. I think it's a Sentra. But pretty cool. Don't see those too often anymore. Resuming, there is over at the Taco Bell a first generation Chevy S10, kind of a later of the first generation there, so probably like a early 90s one. It's pretty cool. I had a truck like that a ways back, and I really missed that truck, so always cool excuse me, to see an old S10 like that. See a first generation Toyota, I think it's the first generation there, Toyota Solara right there, which at that point that was the Camry Coupe. They just renamed them Solaras. Yeah, kind of don't really see the first generations as much anymore. I see a lot of the later ones there, but still pretty cool. Here she goes. Kind of off the distance there, but there is a early Lexus LX470, which is the Lexus Land Cruiser. Good little spot right there. I've seen a couple of these floating around as of late there. The earlier LXs there are in the Charlotte Mooresville area, so always a cool spot, as those are actually, I think, starting to really go up in value, like, or at least in cool factor, as people realize Land Cruisers are badass. There's newer Lexus LS. Ooh, and a 4Runner. Can't really tell, but there's a Ford Edge ST, which is like, I wouldn't really necessarily call them cool, but they're interesting. Which is, I don't know, I still don't quite agree with Ford putting ST on all their crossovers. I just feel it's kind of like what Chevy did to the SS brand back in the mid-2000s. So, a little mild rant. But hey, Ford Edge ST, there's one actually out in the wild. There is, I believe, what is the name of, I don't want to say it's a 300. It's the coupe version of the Chrysler Cirrus. I want to say it's when they brought back the 300 name. It's not a 300M, I know that. Because But yeah, one of those cloud cars, it's a coupe, which I want to say they shared the coupes, like especially like the Dodge Stratus coupe and the Dodge Avenger, shared much with the Mitsubishi platform there. So pretty cool. You don't really see those much anymore. Our shop's landlord has one there, and it's the black with the gray plastic body cladding there. But that one's actually got the color matched body cladding, so pretty neat. Ooh, and a Kia Rondo. Kia's kind of forgotten. They're known as MPVs. Hey, there's a Porsche. But MPVs overseas there, which it's like a step below a Mini. They got multiple levels of these family vehicles, which starts off like your Ford Transit vans, Chevy Expresses and stuff like that. And then it moves down to something like the size of like a minivan, and it works its way down, something like that, where it's kind of a tall wagon, the best way to describe it. They never really took off in America. The Kia Rondo, something I wouldn't mind doing just because they're just really funky to see over here in America. Yeah, and there is a first generation Infiniti QX56 with rims. There goes. There's a Chrysler Aspen. The forgotten rebadged Dodge Durango. Oh, those things were a huge flop. And Trailblazer. I actually think, especially the short wheelbase ones, I actually don't mind the styling of the Chevy Trailblazers. Of all those, GMT 480, I think was the chassis code. I think the Trailblazers actually still look pretty good. I think they kind of held up. Unfortunately, it's a mid-2000s GM SUV, so they kind of fall apart and all sorts of issues there. But they came with a straight six, which I don't know why GM thought it was a good idea to bring back straight six there, but it's still cool. So I would much rather have a Trailblazer over a Ford Explorer at the same time period. I've worked on too many of those Explorers. Honda Accord Cross Tour. I'm seeing a lot of those lately, like a lot more of those Cross Tours pop up, which is quite amazing because they sold very poorly. But yeah, they're showing up everywhere here in North Carolina, so don't really know why. And a Jeep ZJ, Grand Cherokee Laredo with the gray body. Probably gonna give it a couple more minutes, and that would be my spotting for the day in a Lexus ES. Give it a couple more minutes. So I'm probably gonna call it a episode right there. I've been sitting here for 20 minutes. A lot of neat cars, nothing too 911 there, but a new new Navigator. Those were actually really good. But a lot of Lexus crossovers there, a little bit of Mercedes, plenty of BMWs, but a little bit of some oddball car spotting hidden around everything. So I'm looking around, C8 Corvette, but it's a rainy day, so that nobody's got their classics or sports cars out for the most part. Hurricane Bertha is upon us, or not hurricane, Tropical Storm Bertha is upon us. So I'm gonna go back home, get packed. We're supposed to be racing today for the Alsco 300. That Mustang just, I think, cut someone off. But yeah, we may be racing tomorrow, because it's probably gonna do this the rest of the day. But anyways, the Gladiator. I want to like the Gladiator, but they're so big. It's like, just look at it compared to the Silverado. It's like, it's not much smaller than, which the new Silverados are too big to begin with, but it's like, it's nice that they made it. I really appreciate it, and they're selling them pretty well, but it's too big for my likings. The new Wrangler, and it's a problem with the new Wrangler platform, it's just they've made them too big just to make it Americans happy, just like make it bigger, more comfortable and all that. But in the end, I think they've kind of lost the way with the Wranglers and now the Gladiators, but they're still selling like hotcakes, so what are you gonna do? So I am probably gonna call it a day. There's an Astro panel van. That's actually the second one I've seen since sitting here. Rangers, like I said, nothing too out in a Raptor, but nothing too out of the ordinary. Just a lot of neat stuff, just kind of hidden in traffic here in Cornelius, North Carolina. I'm gonna try to make this a weekly thing there when I'm sitting here on some of these lunch breaks there. Yeah, is a Hyundai Elantra Touran, GT Touran, which is the wagon. But yeah, I think this will be a regular series, kind of a nice compliment to the normal Wookiee drives, the fully edited reviews. This is more of a guerrilla sitting here and just talking about cars. And what are you seeing in is that a Lexus GX I see? Or is it an LX? I think it's an LX. I don't know. Anyways, I gotta go. I'm sitting here talking way too much about cars. And yeah, have a good day. And Ridgeline. Yeah, I could just sit here all day and just point out little oddities in traffic, but there's the first edition of Street Corner Carspotting with the Wookiee sitting in my Malibu. It's sitting in the rain. Hopefully I make this a more of a regular series. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good day. No Wookiee drives on Sunday.